Men of Reddit, what myth about men is 100% untrue and infuriates you when you hear it? That we are obsessed with sex 24/7. In reality, people's sex drives vary wildly between people, men included. Sometimes all a man wants is a hug, a genuine compliment, and some time alone to play games or work on a skill/hobby. I would give up sex for a year if I could get a real, caring hug from someone just once. Or an actual genuine compliment out of nowhere. Whatever that is. A coworker once told me that my weight loss was a big inspiration to her. That was circa fall 2017, and I still think about it sometimes. I got a little compliment from someone I met that I looked nice in V-neck shirts. I still think about that compliment every time I take a V-neck shirt out of my wardrobe, going on a couple years now. When I was 14, a random person complimented me on my new haircut that I was really self-conscious about. Still remember and appreciate that 30 odd years later, a girl said I have beautiful eyes somewhere in 2004. The idea that we don't also suffer from body image issues, it's more common than you think. This is so true. As a woman, I always thought men don't give a shit about their looks, but after taking more notice to men, they are as insecure as women about their weight, height, shoulders width, etc. It's really sad how some media ads are so focused on women's body positivity that a few promotes it at the expense of men. For example, don't let a shitty looking man tell you how you should look, etc. Neither men nor women should be so subjected. You'd be surprised how many guys genuinely believe it is impossible for any woman to find them attractive or love them due to their height, penis size, or weight. I appear to be one of them. Me too, buddy. It's disgusting that this is basically taught in schools. No one should feel these insecurities, but as a high school student, all the teachers are hellbent on making the girls happy and making them the innocent ones in any and all situations. I feel that the boys are left to fend for themselves, and people wonder why men are emotionally detached and can't treat a woman right. It's because we haven't been taught how to treat ourselves, let alone other people. Yeah, I had a female coworker pick on my weight before and told me I need to bulk up. You know how hard it is for some people to put on muscle mass? Imagine her reaction if I pointed out that she was a little overweight and could lose a few. I did that once. A woman I worked with told me I needed to put on a few extra pounds. I asked if I could have some of hers. It went about as well as expected. At least my manager admitted to me that she thought it was funny, but she had to write me up cause rules is rules. You'd think in a situation like that it'd only be fair if both parties got a write-up for body shaming. If they wrote him up and not her, it is 1000% discrimination. Man, I was delivering pizzas and this chubby woman told me I should eat more, and I said, I'll start eating more when you start eating less. Thankfully my boss was chill and laughed at this lady. The typical stupid man in commercials. Bumbling and fumbling with shit, while the smart wife looks on with her back quote, get a load of this guy look. Bob here threw a red sock in with the laundry and now all his shirts are pink, and he didn't even notice. What a bumbler. He needs the help of new color fast tide. Except he's fucking color blind. Deborah, that's why he couldn't be a Navy pilot like he'd always planned, and why he works in middle management at the chair factory instead, where it's slowly crushing his soul. You know why he drinks, Deb. Why he spends long evenings apathetically watching World War II naval battles on the History Channel, silently pining for the life of proud military service like his own father had. Why he helped little Bobby Jr. build that model aircraft carrier, then quietly wept in the laundry room for 40 minutes. It wasn't the goddamn shirts. Fuck out to here, Deborah. R/oddly specific. Also, hilariously well written. That hit me harder than it should have. Goddamn, that spoke to my soul. That men are naturally inferior parents. OHH, daddy is babysitting today. No, it's called being a father, you silly twat, all day every day. This is especially bad as a single dad. I've been the only parent for 16 years and I don't appreciate the jokes. Hell yeah, brother, taking care of business. You know it. Women look at me a little weird when I tell them I have full custody of my kids. Small minds can't handle large hearts. I wish you and yours the best. I'm a mother, and I hate this shit. When my son was 6 months old and I was at work, someone asked me where the baby was. When I said home with my husband, she said, "Oh, daddy is babysitting?" I snapped, "No, he's parenting the child he helped make." That all we want is sex. This is why my ex thought all she had to bring to the table was her vagina. She couldn't handle the other things I wanted out of life. Did you ask her politely to take her vagina off the table? And maybe wipe the table down afterwards? No, but it was pre-COVID-19. It was a different time. The before time. I miss how simple everything was back then. A single mere vagina on the table was nothing to worry about. But now we have to worry about every stray vagina. The constant panic is just maddening. Don't you mean the before time when metal birds carried men on their backs and you could buy hand booze without needing to wear a helmet? That we must be swift as the coursing river, have the force of a great typhoon, possess the strength of a raging fire, and be as mysterious as the dark side of the moon. Hey, you don't have to get down to business to defeat the Huns. If you don't want to, well, they sent daughters when he asked for sons. We're the saddest bunch he's ever met, and you haven't got a clue? Well, you can bet before we're through that he'll make a man out of you. You're unsuited for the rage of war, so pack up. Go home. You're through. How could I make a man out of you? Be a man. Why must we be swift as the coursing river? One thing that has always disturbed me is the notion that men are primarily motivated by aggressive sexual urges. This idea has been a source of shame and hung over me for a long time. I often feel I have to repress parts of myself to avoid doing something or behaving in a way that might be misinterpreted as having sexual motives. Innocent things like being friends with women, finding kids cute, doing yoga, or getting an erection. Also heavier things like the myth that men can't be raped because they always want sex. This is my personal experience. I'm not saying that there aren't sexually violent men or that men and women don't have reason to be skeptical of someone's motives. I think there's finally a trend of acceptance towards men who have been sexually abused by women. Maybe I'm just lucky to have the people around me that I do, and I know I'm outside of this aspect, but when talking about how I've been raped, every younger person has been accepting and kind about it, and many older folk have been as well. After I made this comment, I got curious and found the Wikipedia page on rape by gender. Obviously a depressing read, but it was kind of reassuring, as it goes into detail about different biases and double standards that are being eroded. Also, I'm very sorry you experienced that. I hope you are doing well. Thank you for the kind words. And the topic as a whole is quite sad. Unfortunately, it's grossly unreported, regardless or gender, as well.